The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
John Archibald Banks, who just interjected before I stood up, called me Mini Mike, and I presume that refers to my good friend, very close friend of mine, Mike Moore, who, yes, you're right, Honourable Mike Moore, who does have a good memory, unlike the Honourable John Banks. And I say this, sir, if the insult from Mr Banks is that somehow I look up to Mr Moore, then that is true. Better that than being Mini Rodney Hyde with the credibility in this Parliament that John Archibald Banks, which we know whose credibility is in the toilet. I won't waste any more time on him. At least Mike Moore and other members in this chamber could remember their own name, not just when it suited them, and could tell the truth, sir. Now, you'd know. Being a pork barrel politician. Sir, I want to address the bill, and Labor will support this bill, and Labor will support this bill to select committee. And we've been accused, sir, and parties in this House of xenophobia, but I just say this, the Labor Party position, and we have a bill in David Shearer's name actually, is that the bill restricts foreign investment in land where there is no, and this is the bit that they don't understand, where there is no likely economic benefit to New Zealand, such as farmland, but would also still allow investment where there are clear economic benefits. So that's a Labor position. And how can it be xenophobic, Mr Speaker, to require foreign owners to add value to our economy? How can that be xenophobic? Because you see, the problem is that the National Party, what we say is if you want to buy it, you've got to add some value. You've got to create some real jobs, not just employing one or two people to make it look good. Add value, innovation, technology, market access, add value to New Zealand. But simply just swapping ownership from domestic ownership to foreign ownership with no value add in critically important land assets in New Zealand simply does this. It transfers the revenue streams out from domestic owners to foreign owners. That benefits no one in New Zealand. So we say where there are critical assets, where there is a clear economic benefit, then investment can take place. Investment can take place, but you've got to actually, I'm talking about our position, Banksy, I'm talking about our position. But you see, then we have their position over there, which is to sell everything holus bolus, whether it be state-owned assets, aided and abetted by sort of Rumpelstiltskin in the corner there, who trots along hanging on to the coattails of his National Party brethren, you know, desperate to hang on in this place. No credibility, done nothing, sir, apart. The only bit of legislation that genius has put into this House is to repeal 31 acts that don't exist. What an absolute genius. Credibility in the political sewer. Everybody knows it, but he's clinging to his National Party mates. That's what this is about. This is about John Key, sir. This is about John Key and his pride. He will sell anything at any cost. We see that with SOEs, with a tribunal hanging over him, with court action hanging over him, with the worst possible economic environment to float a company in and sell off a state-owned asset. Yet John Key will do it. To hell with the taxpayers who have built those assets up for generations. He'll do it simply because his and the National Party's pride is at stake. And the little snivelling one in the corner there, whose credibility's in the dunny, sir, clings to his National Party mates, turns up to the trough, sir, and will vote accordingly with the National Party to preserve his own little future. The man who has honourable in front of his name, which is now for that member an oxymoron, sir. So we say, sir, that where there is an economic benefit to New Zealand, where foreign ownership can prove that they will add value, then that is the appropriate way to execute a sale in certain lands, sir. So we think this bill, it does need some changes. We will be promoting some changes, but we do believe it is appropriate to support the Bill to Select Committee so there can be a proper examination before a Select Committee of the issues. And by the way, it will allow us to show up the ineptitude and the policy gaffes and contradictions once again of the National Party when it comes to land of significance, when it comes to state-owned enterprises, because all they're willing to do, all they want to do is sell New Zealand out. John Banks has done that with the
Sorry to
people of
interrupt the
Epsom.
honourable member. His time has expired. I call Dr Russell Norman.
Speaker, I rise to speak on the overseas investment